Hi traders, brace yourself for the trading week from June 2nd to June 6th as it brings key events like Bank of Canada and ECB interest rates decision plus NFP. And June is a critical month from the perspective of half yearly closing. The key questions like is USD one bad NFP away from the collapse or could DAX skyrocket if ECB blinks will be answered in today's video. So do not miss and let's begin with the chart analysis. So let's begin with dollar index. And here we go on the 1 month time frame. So on the monthly time frame, as I've explained earlier, this is still in the bearish mode. So here we have first bearish cycle, then corrective move up, second bearish cycle and corrective move up. So the second corrective cycle ends on the Fib retracement level of 78.6. So here I'll apply from high to low, and the correction ends here in between 78 to 85.4. We'll quickly add okay, so let's add the Fib extension in the downward direction. So this is the first ABC applied in the bearish direction, and now I will zoom in and apply the second ABC. So here we have A, B and C. So we are below this highlighted area. It's taken as magnet resistance, and the upcoming magnet support is 96.33 to 96.66 upcoming support. And in terms of trend line, it has already breached the rising trend line. I'll move to weekly now. And on the weekly frame, we do not have the option to apply ABC extension, and in fact A and B Fib retracement is also not applicable on the weekly frame. So I'll mark the vertical line here and move to the next lower time frame, that is daily. On the daily time frame, it is still in the bearish mode. It's continuously creating lower highs and lower highs, and we do not have bullish divergence here. So this is the last lower high. So I'll cut it short and I'll directly apply the ABC on last high and lower high. Applied, and I'm going to increase the thickness and change the color to blue. So now the blue lines are representing our daily Fib levels. So dollar index is expected to move to the next Fib level, and it's 97.79 or 97.80. Once it breaches 97.80, the next destination is 96.66 to 96.30. And the major resistance is from 101.14 to 101.65. The environment on daily time frame looks bearish. I'll quickly add the vertical line on the last C applied and move to 4H. On the 4 hourly frame, the environment is bearish. So here we have move up, it bumped into the resistance zone, and the rising trend line is breached. So dollar index slips below the rising trend line and retests the rising trend line as a resistance, and it's expected to continue downwards. So long story short, dollar still remains weaker. Now NFP could be the final nail in the coffin. So NFP, lower than expected NFP or less than previous month's NFP could push it quickly towards the next support area. I'll move to now CHFJPY. So here I'm starting on the monthly frame. So this is the monthly chart for CHFJPY. Now this is our previous downward move, and the current move has exceeded the previous high. It has surpassed. So basically now we are in a new bull run. So we have two options here. First, I'm going to apply Fib retracement on the previous leg from highest to lowest, and this time I will not use the retracement levels. In fact, I will use the opposite level. So here Fib retracement 125, it is working as an extension now. So 125 is the resistance, and the next major resistance is at Fib retracement 138%. So in terms of price level, it will be around 193.71. I'm going to highlight. That's it, and now I will start applying Fib extension in the bullish direction. So bullish divergence, breakup structure completed. So we have A, B, C, cycle 1. We have A, B and C, cycle 2. So I will use 2 cycles and apply ABC Fib extension in the bullish direction. Fib extension on the first cycle. Done, and now I will add on the second cycle. Applied. So here we get a strong magnet zone. So this is now acting support. In between we have a minor resistance, single line of Fibonacci, and the major resistance is, now we have a confluence at 138%. So 138% plus 2 Fib extensions, they are all coming together at 193.71. So this is the destination now. Okay, and I'll add a vertical line on the last C here. Applied. Now we will look for new cycles if we have. So this is A, this is too small to be taken, and we do not have any other choice, so let's apply. Or we can move to the next lower time frame. I can move to weekly. So here on the weekly frame, this is the first cycle. So starting from the vertical line, A to B and B to C. So I will use weekly and I will apply the next Fib extension. And I'm going to change the color to green. So green lines are representing the weekly extension levels. Now if you notice, if I zoom in, we have major support. This is the magnetic support taken from the monthly frame, which is around 165, 166. Right now we are at 174.91, and the price is holding this area as support. So basically 172.5 is the nearest support, and the next destination is 181.14. I will apply the next extension here on the weekly frame, and I'll try to cover the bigger cycle here. Now the next bullish cycle applied, and we get some new levels here. So 179.21 is the closest one, the upcoming target now. Now I will add the vertical line to point C. And do we have next ABC? Yes, we can have one more ABC here. So one more ABC added. So it has reinforced the support area, but it has not added a new line on the nearest resistance. That's it. I'll shift the line to point C here. And move to the next lower time frame, daily. Now on the daily frame, this is the lowest point. So A, B and C already applied, applicable here. So I will use next ABC in the bullish direction on daily time frame. I'll change the color to orange here. So the idea is, if you're going to buy now, so based on histogram, this is still in the negative area, but MACD lines, they are above zero. So this is just to pull back or consolidation. So we should plan a bullish setup here. So we can aim for the first target at 177.46 or 177.50, followed by 179.21. So 179.21 is the target in sight. So let's say if we plan a buy setup at the current market price with the stop loss below the highlighted magnetic support area and 179 as target, then my risk and reward is not so great, it's just 1.19. so I need to select the next target, that is 181. So 181.14 if selected, then I will be making around 1.7x. And if you want to further optimize, we should move to the next lower time frame. So I'm going to shift the vertical line and move to 4-hourly chart. Now on the 4-hourly chart, we have bullish divergence, break of structure, and a massive rally. Retest, it bumped into the support magnet and it starts bouncing again. Now it has entered into sideways consolidation. So the idea is to buy near support inside the sideways range and protect your trade with the stop loss below magnetic area, magnetic support, and aim for 179 as the first target and 181.14 as the second target. Now we'll move to the next instrument, and it's DAX. I'll start from monthly. Now monthly time frame looks ultra bullish. It's continuously creating higher highs and higher lows. High, next high, higher high, higher high, higher high, and next high. So we can start from the lowest to apply your first ABC in the bullish direction. Then we can add our second extension in the bullish direction, followed by third extension in the bullish direction, and now we have the magnet zones. So our first monthly support is here at 19,595 and the upcoming resistance is here. So currently it's at 23997, we can say very close to 24,000 mark, but the ultimate target is 25,000. Now we can apply a vertical line at point C and move to weekly frame. Now on the weekly frame, we have first ABC in the bullish direction, applied. I'll change the color here. So the dark brown lines are representing our weekly fib levels. Now the closest magnet support is here. So this is at 21682. And the next resistance is at 24,257, followed by 25,000. Okay, we can apply our next extension here. And I can see the new magnet is slightly higher than 25,000. This is coming at 25,500 to 26,000. Shift the vertical line to letter C and move to the next lower time frame. Now I'll move to daily. On the daily frame, it has exceeded the previous high. It comes really close to the magnet resistance, and MACD lines have created higher high and histogram has also created higher high, and the latest histogram is red, which means bearish. Now the environment is not completely bearish here, so we are very close to resistance. It can create a pullback. Alternatively, it can create consolidation, sideways pattern, and ECB interest rate drop can be a bullish trigger for DAX, and it can quickly move to the first target of 24,257 followed by 25078. So any dip in DAX to be taken as buying opportunity. I'll move to 4H now, and on the 4 hourly frame, if you notice, it has created a massive bullish pattern. It hits the resistance area, and now the bullish momentum has lost. So we have divergence here, but no breakup structure. So only on the lower time frame, I'm expecting some sideways consolidation until ECB announcement, or maybe a shallow pullback, and then marching upwards. So DAX looks bullish to me across all time frames. Now the next instrument is GBPCHF. I'll move to monthly, and here on the monthly frame, this is your massive bullish structure, and right now whatever is happening, it is corrective against the previous massive bullish structure. So I need to start with Fib retracement applied from lowest to highest. Now the strong areas on the Fib retracement scale, we have 78 to 85. This is the strong area, and 61 is the strong area. Now what is the pattern here? So here it is creating a sequence of lower highs, high, lower high, again triple top, which is a lower high, lower high, lower high, and lower high, and this is creating bullish divergence, but the breakout structure has not been completed. So based on the last bullish divergence, I'm gonna mark my breakout structure level. So this is the breakout structure level, which is way far from the current price. Now I need to apply a trend line here, so we can connect from the highest. So yes, the current price is higher than the trend line, so which means the buyers have entered into the market, but the problem here is I do not see bullish price action. So now I'm counting on the last bullish divergence, and again the breakup structure is not completed. So I'm going to apply the next BS line, which is not yet done. Going by the trend line, we can connect, and it failed to break the trend line. So it broke the trend line, but it turned to be a false breakout, and now we are below the rising trend line. So going by the BS rule and the trend line rule, the environment is bearish, the pattern is bearish. I'm moving to weekly now, and on the weekly frame I can see a sequence of high, and lower high in conjunction with low and lower low, low and lower low, which looks bearish to me. So I'm going to apply Fib extension in the bearish direction. So here A, B and C applied, and I cannot apply the next cycle now. So here I need to go to the next lower time frame. Dotted line, vertical line applied, and I'm moving to daily. On the daily frame, we have highest point here. So this is to be counted as A, and this is to be counted as B. So C is also completed. So we can apply next ABC in the bearish direction on the daily frame. A to B and B to C applied. I'll change the color to purple. So we are very close to the Fib resistance, which is at 1.1174. So until it holds, the idea remains bearish. So the highlighted red band is our resistance band, and it looks like that we have bearish divergence here. That divergence is on the basis of equal highs and P to P, and now we have red histogram on the chart, which means the environment changes to bearish. Now the breakup structure is also completed here. So this is the breakup structure completed in the bearish direction. So I'm moving to 4H, and on the 4-hourly frame I can see bearish confirmation on the last higher high pattern, and the breakup structure is also done. So daily bearish, weekly bearish, and now 4H is also bearish, and the momentum in the bearish direction is increasing. So how can we trade in the bearish direction? So if you set up your trade in at the current market price, you can protect your trade with a stop loss slightly higher than this red band, which is the resistance area, and you can aim for the first target, which is 1.35, not so amazing. So the next target would be around 1.0646. So now your risk and reward is 1.88, because when I move back to daily, I see it has a great potential to move back to the previous low. Let's move to 15 minutes, and even on 15 minutes the environment is completely bearish. I can see a sequence of lower highs and lower lows. So pound CHF at the moment looks bearish to me. And finally, let's move to gold. Now I'll start from monthly here. On the monthly frame, I'll start from the lowest ABC. So first ABC here. So this is our first ABC in the bullish direction, followed by second, and followed by third. So 3 bullish cycles completed and ABC applied. Now it's time to highlight the magnet areas. So the major magnet support is here at 2663, support area highlighted, and the major resistance is here. It's around 3493, or we can say very close to 3500 mark. And gold has tested 3500, but it never sustained above 3500. So this is to be highlighted as resistance. So our monthly magnet support and monthly magnet resistance highlighted. Now I'll move the vertical line to the last C point and shift to weekly. So starting from the weekly vertical line, I'm gonna highlight my first extension. So first ABC in the bullish direction applied. I'll change the color to orange here, and this area reinforced as support, and we have few more areas to be highlighted as magnet support. So this is our second magnet support, and we can say this area is also a magnet support. And now we are at 33, we are slightly lower than 3359. So basically 3359 is acting as a resistance. Can we apply more cycles here? Yes, we can apply one more in the bullish direction. And now I have a better area of support. So basically I got a very strong confluence at 3115, 3120. So a few days ago 3120 was tested. Bring a vertical line to point C and move to daily now. So here on the daily frame we have first bullish cycle, and this is high and higher high formation, but the higher high formation comes with double top, but we do not have any divergence here. So I will apply on the first bullish cycle. And now I will change the color to green, and I will shift the vertical line to point C. Now the price pattern is absolutely bullish on daily frame. The only problem here is that our MACD has changed from green to red, which means there is weakness on the daily frame, and after creating this massive bull run with double top, now gold is consolidating, and this is our lower high, and this lower high is formed at 3359. So 3359 or 3360 is acting as very strong resistance now. So I'm going to highlight this area as resistance, and our closest support is at 3275, followed by 3236 and 3212. So we can highlight the area between 3236 and 3212 as closest support area. That's it, and we can move to 4H now. If you want, we can add more extensions on the daily frame. This is the next extension added, and we are below this area. So this is 3319. So prior to 3336, you will also find a resistance at 3319. We can quickly move the vertical line to the last point C and shift to 4H. Now on the 4RD frame, we got bullish divergence, but the move here could not break the previous high. So I believe this is a 5-legged bullish structure, and now we are under short-term pullback, and if gold slips further down, it will find support near 3212 or in between 3212 to 3236. So any dip towards 3236 or 3212 to be taken as opportunity to buy, and if you want to play safe, you can collect your profit around 3319, 3336 or 3359. If it breaks above 3359 decisively, then the next target would be 3400, and until it breaks above this high, the dotted line, so which is 3433, I will not expect a new high to be created. Though on the higher time frame, the pattern is ultra bullish. So I'll be trading gold cautiously. The higher time frame is decisively bullish, but the lower time frame is a mixed bag. Moving down to 1H. Now here on the 1 hourly frame, if you notice, if we start counting from the lowest point, so here we have bullish divergence or the wider one. This is the wider divergence. The breakup structure is done, and it also completed 5-legged movement upwards with bearish divergence. So this could be taken as short-term correction and continuation. So ultimately I'll be looking for buying opportunity only, but it can move downwards towards 3212 to 3236. So until it holds above 3212, or you can say round number 3200, the plan remains bullish. So this is the plan for upcoming week. I hope my analysis adds value to your trading plan. Have a profitable trading week ahead. Bye-bye.